What's going on YouTube? Jay here. We have taken a look at some other products here from Cooler Master, like the Reaper mouse right here, the Mech mechanical keyboard right there, that features something really unique in the market with that removable aluminum panel that allows you to customize the look and feel of your peripherals if you're a hardcore gamer, even if you're not, just if you want to have something custom. So we're going to take a look at the last piece of the aluminum series from Cooler Master, and that is the Pulse R headphones. Now you guys know me, I like to actually use product. I say this in every single video. I don't just unbox it, I like to use it for a while before I formulate an opinion, and these are absolutely no exception. So while I'm wearing them, we'll go ahead and see what the packaging holds, and we'll talk about some of the specs on this, and then we'll get into my opinions about headphones and headsets. See, headsets are really hard to review because you guys can't hear what I'm hearing. And even if you could, you may not be hearing it the exact same way that I hear it. I mean, our eyes, our ears, our tastes, everything is subjective to our own personal taste, even though we're talking about hearing. So take everything that I'm saying here as being my experience. Your experiences may vary. Now, specs on here are 42 millimeter drivers, so there's 42 millimeters worth of woofer in here, giving you some really good punch to the sound. Frequency response is just like everything else on the market, 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz. Once again, it's basically the covered spectrum of the human ear. Basically says you can produce sound from 20 hertz, which is a really low bass, to 20,000 hertz, which is like a very high buzz. Basic way to put it. The impedance is 50 ohms, and the LED color in there is white. As you can see, it may be kind of hard to pick up on the video. There are actually LEDs inside both the ear cans and the microphone. Now, the microphone pickup pattern isn't omnidirectional, so it doesn't just pick up what's in front of it, it does kind of pick up what's around it. It has a frequency response of 100 hertz to 1000 hertz, right in the middle of the human voice spectrum, allowing it to kind of drown out some of the background noise and pick up what's common for the human vocal range. You guys may notice immediately that these do feature a steel headband. Kudos for that. That gives these ultra durability. Now, I did have Coconut Monkey stop by when I first got these and got his impressions on them, and he felt that whereas they are small, they felt sturdy. They didn't feel like they were going to break. The ear cans are on a swivel, so they are going to match up with your head, whatever angle that your ears may happen to be, because after all, we all have different size heads, right? I mean, it's not necessarily one size fits all. So the adjustability and the swiveling here of the cans are perfect for me, and the size of them makes them sit right over my ear but not really touch anything else other than the skin around my ear. I don't have a very big head physically, maybe metaphorically I could have some adjustments, but anyway, when I wear headphones, especially new headphones, I usually fall victim to the break-in period, and what I mean by that is they tend to squeeze on my jaw and right underneath my ear, that part of my skull, and gets very uncomfortable so badly on some headphones that I have no choice but to stack up books and let these sit for a couple of days like this to kind of break them in, rather than using my head to do it because it's very uncomfortable. That wasn't the case with these because the size of the ear cans were pretty much perfect for me. Now, like I said, we all have different size heads. The ear cups themselves are sort of a pleather here. They are, I don't know if they're real leather or not. Doesn't really matter. They're very comfortable and they're very soft. But I've noticed that they pretty much have like a memory foam in there. So what makes these really interesting is the fact that they become very closed cans, because the foam sort of squishes and forms to your head, so you get a perfect seal. And for that, it makes them very good at noise canceling, especially when you're gaming. You're not going to hear someone coming up behind you if you're gaming with these, so you may be in for a little bit of a scare there if someone comes tapping on your shoulder. Now on the side, of course, you've got the aluminum panel here, which is detachable to allow you to have easy cleaning access as well as customization of these. So you can paint them, put a custom decal on them, whatever you want to do, make them your own. The cans are adjustable. It looks like they're adjustable about 1 inch on either side, up and down. So if you have an extremely big head, you might want to do something about shrinking your head. Now, the padding on top is very, very soft. It doesn't feel like they're pushing down on my head. In fact, I've worn these in my live streams. You guys have seen it on TikTok that I'm wearing these headphones with the mic detached, because the mic is detachable. So if you just want to use them as headphones, you can do that. The plug configuration on these is analog plugs for the microphone and the earphones, but a USB power to give the drivers additional power, as well as to light up the LEDs. So the LEDs that are in the ear cans and the microphone are powered by USB. So it's not very friendly when it comes to mobile devices, although you could plug it in and still power it and get some sound. Now, controls, inline controls, I do kind of feel this is the weak link. And here's why. The mute switch is a slider, a toggle, perfectly fine. However, the volume is also a slider. I don't like sliders for two reasons. One, they're easy to bump and move. And two, depending on the position where the slider is, you get static as you're turning it up and down, because it's the sound of the contact sliding on there rather than having a dial, which is actually a magnetic device in there that creates resistance based on the way that that works. The slider, on the other hand, you can actually pick up sound and interference from the mechanism in there as you're sliding it. And depending on the position you put it in, you may end up with some static just in the position that it's sitting in. So I recommend using your actual operating system for controlling your volume, not so much the slider. I mean, maybe it's good for having a quick, you can just turn it all the way down real quick and all the way up if you need to turn sound down. I don't really care for the slider though when it comes to the volume. That definitely is a drawback in my opinion. It's also got a white LED on there. They could have stood to put maybe a clip on there so you can clip it onto your shirt or something. Otherwise, you do kind of find yourself fumbling to find it, which is a problem with inline controls on just about any headset. I don't like inline controls, period. I prefer on the ear cup or the can adjustments. I have no problem with reaching up and doing that. Now, the microphone does not move up out of the way. It is fixed in this position once you plug it in. You can adjust where the mic goes because it's adjustable, but again, you can't move it up out of the way. So it's either on or off, and then adjustable in and out, closer and farther away to your mouth. Now, sound quality on these. As with many gaming headsets, they are very bass heavy. They are very bass heavy. In fact, I went into my EQ and pulled bass out, and I like bass. I like dubstep, and I like very bassy music. So I ended up pulling bass out because it was very bass heavy. I personally would rather have a bass heavy headphones that I pull bass out of through my own EQ rather than having a flat headphone that I can't bump the bass up on. Now when I'm gaming with these in Battlefield 4, explosions and things sound amazing. The mids are good and not ear piercing. The highs are crisp but not they're not annoying, they're not sharp, they're very smooth highs. I don't know how else to explain it. Now these are not audiophile grade headphones, but I will say that these are amongst the best headphones I've personally heard when it comes to gaming and music. Typically, as gamers, we get headphones that are kind of tailored towards sound for games, and they're not very good for music, and vice versa. But I did find that these very comfortably fit the music genre and the gaming genre. My ears don't touch the inside when they're on, and even when I push down, so I'm not dealing with any uncomfort on that. Let's go ahead and do a mic test. I'm going to do just like I did before. I'm going to take the mic, I'm going to plug it into my Zoom H4n, and you're going to hear raw sound coming directly into the Zoom without having any interference of any PC parts or whatnot. So let's go ahead and take a listen to the microphone. We have now switched the audio over to the Pulse R headset, and the sound that you are hearing now is being recorded directly into my camera. Now this is what it sounds like when you plug it in directly to the recorder and not dealing with any of the interference of the PC components and stuff, which are known to kind of give a hissing sound. A lot of people want to blame the microphone for a hiss that you hear when you record. That is 100% the fault of the PC and not the headphones. It could have something to do with some of the shielding, but then again, you guys can hear right now, there's absolutely no problems. Now, I've worn these headphones for hours at a time, and my ears do get a little bit hot because they are closed cans. There is no adjustable or removable ear cups that go on these. It's one size is what you get, and the one material is all there is. But I think for its current price point, the features that it offers, the sound quality, the microphone quality is really well rounded. It's a pretty good deal all in all with what you get. These headphones are absolutely perfect for gaming, but what I like about them is the fact that you can also listen to music on them and have a very enjoyable experience. So it's a well-rounded headset that has more than one purpose when hooked up to your PC. I don't really like that it requires USB power for the LEDs, but then again, when you're really one of the only illuminated headsets on the market, a little bit of give and take with that. I mean, you got to get power to the LEDs somehow. I really do like these headphones. You could probably expect to see some custom decaling put on all of these products here from CM Storm with their customizable removable aluminum nameplates. I'm gonna probably get some JayzTwoCents branding put on this stuff because after all, that's what this product line is all about, giving you customization options to make it your own above and beyond the cool designs that these already are. So guys, this has been JayzTwoCents talking about the Pulse R gaming headset from CM Storm. Tell me what you guys think. What do you think about the appearance? What do you think about the features? And what would you change if you could change something? As always guys, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any content like this or any of the tutorials that I bring you about PC gaming and how to customize your computer. And as always guys, I will see you in my next video.